Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes. For today's video, we have 15 NBA players the rest of the league cannot stand. Yes, guys, this is a article written by R. Friedman. Okay, well, he's about to fry some people up here, man, with his roasting. So here we go. 15 players the NBA cannot stand. And I am going to try to, like, guess why, just based off looking at the pictures. I mean, this case, it's all easy. It's just like Dwight Howard. I mean, he just can't stay on a team for longer than a few seasons. We got Draymond Green nut kicking right there. And then don't get me started on Kris Humphries and his little Kardashian thing going on. Oh, I think that, are they broken up? I don't pay attention, guys. I don't pay attention to that. Here we go. 15 NBA players. The rest of the league cannot stand. Draymond Green. Yes, it goes without saying, man. But, you know, I will say, Draymond Green, he reminds me of one of those players where it's like, if he's on your team, you absolutely love him. Just because you kind of like how he gets on the other players' skins like that. I know on the Bad Boys, there was guys like Bill Laimbeer, where it's like, yeah, me as a Pistons fan, I love him. I know the rest of the NBA hate him. Or another player is Ndamukong Suh, back when he played for the Lions. Like, as a Lions fan, we all loved him, but the rest of the league absolutely hated him because he was kind of a dirty player, and that's what Draymond Green does. Because he's not going to be like a big-time scorer due to having, you know, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Kevin Durant on that team, so he kind of has to find other ways to help the team out, and sometimes it's getting under people's skin. So I definitely agree with that. Yeah, I got Hall of Fame ankle cracker right here. Zaza, bitch-ass Pachulia, man. The reason Kawhi Leonard has only played like 9 NBA games this season, if that. I mean, it's one thing to go out there on, you know, on the court and just play tough and, you know, things happen. But this dude blatantly, like, he's a dirty player, guys. Like, he literally goes out there and he does dirty things. He goes out there with intention to harm other players, and that just is not needed out there. Like, I know you're not the greatest basketball player, but don't have your legacy be somebody that just goes out there and injures others. I know another player that people used to call big time dirty was like Bruce Bowen. Now, Bruce Bowen, I remember him like in the NBA, but I was still kind of younger at the time, so I didn't watch, like, you know, I don't remember him a ton. But I know that was one guy that people said was very dirty in some of the stuff he does out there. So yeah, Zaza Pachulia, I mean, just nobody likes a dirty player like that. Like Draymond Green, I can't even defend Draymond because he kicks people in the nuts, man. He's a nutcracker out there. Let's move on. All right, we got Dwight Howard. See, I thought it was so interesting because you really don't think about the psychology that goes behind, you know, an NBA team. Because, like, when you are a general manager and you go for an NBA player, like you trade for one or sign one, you kind of do it just based off their NBA talents. But in this case, man, it's like, I remember when Dwight Howard was playing for the Lakers, like, him and Kobe Bryant are just complete polar opposites. Of course, Kobe Bryant, the Mamba mentality, goes out there like, you know what, man, we ain't gonna piss around today, man. We going out there, we gonna make some things happen, we're gonna work hard. And Dwight Howard's just more like, hey, look at me, guys, I'm a clown. I don't know if he's actually ever said that, but if he did, people probably looked at him kind of weird, because I felt weird saying it. But yeah, it just seems like wherever Dwight Howard goes, he's supposed to be looked at as a leader, but he just kind of wants to be a jokester. So yeah, I could definitely see where NBA players would not really feel like, you know, dealing with that. And it just seems like he does a lot of, like, drama and stuff like that too. A lot of immaturities. Next we have J.R. Smith. So this one I find kind of surprising. I know J.R. Smith is kind of like a partier and stuff like that, and it seems like he really has settled down quite a bit to his standards on the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think a lot of that has done, you know, like playing with LeBron James and stuff like that. But I gotta read some of this right here, guys. It says he's hated by players around the league mainly for the lack of respect for the esteem and position of being an NBA player. So, okay, it says he pulled strings in New York to get his unrosterable brother on the team. I mean, that's just looking out for family. Pulled strings again as the untied opposing players. Yeah, oh yeah, that was him doing the shoelaces. That's right. Yo, for some reason I thought that was no, what's the name, man? Lane Stephenson. No, that was J.R. Smith. Yeah, he was. I remember. Didn't he do that to like Sean Marion? I remember that. Yeah, that would kind of piss me off too. All right. Next we have Kris Humphries. I mean, I think this just comes down to, yeah, it says don't date a Kardashian. I really do think the Kardashian curse does exist. I mean, you look at Lamar Odom, what happened to him. You know, I just feel like when you date somebody like that, there's so much drama going on, and not to mention just like the drama and just the mind game of being an NBA player, let alone dealing with all that, the reality TV, just really being a public, you know, being in the public eye all the time. So right now we see Tristan Thompson kind of going through that on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and his game is really falling off. Like, you could tell Thompson is not focusing on basketball. Kris Humphries, I don't know where he's at these days. Is he even still in the NBA? Probably not, but maybe he is. Maybe like a bench warmer. Maybe he starts somewhere, he's dropping 40 points a game. I just don't know anything. Number 10 is Lonzo Ball. You know what, man? I don't think this one is fair. I do not think this one is fair at all right here, because it should not be Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball cannot control what his father says. Now, I know that Lonzo probably does have some sort of a swagger to him coming into the NBA at such a young age and kind of thinking like he is one of the best players, but I think that's just confidence. if I'm being quite honest. I know that the Laker teammates actually like this guy a lot from what I hear. But you really can't hate on Lonzo Ball because of LeVar Ball. And I feel like that's exactly what's going on with this right here. It's just like his image is being tainted due to his father. I don't think Lonzo Ball really cares all that much. But yeah, I mean, you can't really hate the man because of that. Like, I remember the first game, with like Patrick Beverley and the Clippers, and he was just absolutely dogging on Lonzo Ball. And like, I understood it to an extent. It's like he didn't want it to be easy for Lonzo. But man, you can't really control what somebody else says. Like, if somebody speaks for me, man, don't listen to that guy. Listen to what I have to say about things. Let my actions justify what you think about me. So, yeah, okay, moving on. Lance Stephenson. I mean, this picture right here just pissing me off, man. Like, he look like a freaking little fairy out there tiptoeing around or something like that. But no, Lance Stephenson, he's just kind of one of those Draymond Green type players where he does whatever he can to, like, just get on your nerves and stuff like that. I remember it was a game this season against the Detroit Pistons. I don't remember all that clearly, but I think, like, he had, like, 2 points, and then he shot a three-pointer and a win-in, and he was just, like, just walking, like, he was so freaking confident, man. Like, he shot that through, he started doing, like, some sort of dance, and it's like, bro, you got 5 points, okay? So, yeah. And then you go back to the thing he did to LeBron James with blowing in his ear. I mean, that was, like, a funny meme for a while, so, yeah, he just kind of... Wait, another quick little rant about Lance Stephenson here, guys. Why does it seem like he's only allowed to play like an all-star when he's wearing an Indiana Pacers jersey? Like, I felt like those few years he was off the Pacers, he didn't really do all that much. Now he's on the Pacers, he's just, like, really good again. I don't really understand that. Next up, we have Nick Young, Swaggy P. Damn, dude, like, all these players just, like... Yeah, it's like, before even reading this article, it's like, yeah, I would kind of group a lot of these guys together. I think a lot of this comes down to, yeah, it says the whole thing going on with Iggy Azalea. I know he, like, cheated on her and stuff, and... the bright lights of La La Land early on. Okay, stuff like that. Okay, what else we got going on here, man? A lot of shenanigans. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do NBA players really hate Nick Young? I know D'Lo not a big fan of his, but that's for a good reason, right? I know that's for a good reason. I don't really know about this all that much. I don't know if, like, you really hate the man. Maybe you don't always agree with his antics, but some players just kind of have, like, a crazy mentality. So, moving on. Tony Allen? Really, man? Why do people hate Tony Allen? Okay, I gotta read this one, guys. Tony Allen is the grind father, is a generational defensive stopper. Perhaps that alone has caused enough of his peers to dislike him. All right. You cannot hate on a player because of greatness, man. You cannot hate on a player just because he locks you down in a basketball game. That's called respect, man. If something happened to all top defenders like Bruce Bowen, okay, Bruce Bowen, though, was a bit more dirtier. Like, I've never really associated dirty plays with Tony Allen, but maybe I'll be proved wrong right here. It says, after all, it makes sense for a guy to hate Allen as he has made their lives pretty difficult on a nightly basis. What makes Allen a truly menacing player to embrace is that he also has a big mouth to match his defense. Okay, that I did not know. Showing he isn't even scared to call his own teammates. Damn, he said Rudy Gay? Oh, for being soft. Wow, dude. Okay, I mean, yeah, I know guys like Michael Jordan, they were great. He was a great defender. Had a big mouth on him, too. But, some guys just like to talk trash. To an extent, it's just part of the basketball, right? All right, next we have Stephen Curry. So, I feel like Stephen Curry, the reason players don't like him all that much is because they get kind of embarrassed at times. Because, like, when Stephen Curry came to the NBA, he was definitely a smaller type player. He still is to this day. But, yeah, it's just like he has definitely been one of those generational players that has changed the landscape of how the NBA game is played. Like, a lot of teams go to small ball now. A big emphasis is three-point shooting just because he's done that for the NBA. So, yeah, I feel like a lot of players, they just get embarrassed by him. So, yeah, I mean, I guess that maybe is a reason for hate, I suppose. But, once again, I know sometimes, like, I don't always like the Golden State Warriors. I talk trash about them, but I definitely respect what guys like Stephen Curry has done. The only reason, like, I didn't like the Warriors is when Kevin Durant came to the team. Like, that's really the only reason. Outside of that, I respect how they've built their foundation. I really don't hate Stephen Curry. He's just he's changed the game. So, and I love shooting threes myself. So, all right, Serge Ibaka out here. Okay, what's going on right here? Serge Ibaka may have lost out on the greatest thwarted opportunity in the history of the game. That is the super team of Ibaka, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and Kevin Durant. While he is blocking the ball and taking ill-advised three, he is also getting into a lot of fights. I guess he does get a lot of fights, doesn't he, man? It seems like every now and then we do see a little, little clip of Ibaka throwing some punches at some people, which really is no room in the game for that. Not because it's, like, wrong or anything, because, like, I know in hockey people fight all the time. People really don't care about that. It's just that NBA fights are so soft. It's just kind of like people just, ooh, I'm going to beat you up, and then nobody really ever does anything. So, yeah, it's just kind of annoying. All right, next up we got DAngelo Russell. Now, this pretty much goes back to the whole thing, I would say, with Swaggy P, and that is just how he was, he broke the bro code of just, like, filming, a teammate in like a private area and stuff like that. Not really so much the bro code, that's just more like a respect code in general. Yes, what Swaggy P did was wrong. I mean, he cheated on his girlfriend at the time with another girl, and she was like famous and stuff, which doesn't really make it any better or any worse, but I'm just kind of saying that fact right there. But at the same time, like, DAngelo Russell was a rookie. If he had a problem with it, he definitely didn't go through it with the right way. Like, you just don't do that and have, even if it didn't meant to get leaked, like, what's the point of even filming something like that, you know what I'm saying? And now we got Kevin Durant. Yeah, I mean, Kevin Durant these days, guys, he's like the most softest, tough guy I've ever seen. Where it's just like, you can tell that, he is very soft, guys. Like, he gets very annoyed by what people say about them. I mean, it goes back down to the whole entire burner account and things like that, of him kind of like defending himself on a separate account. That just like reeks softness to me. And I know that NBA players do not respect him for going to the Golden State Warriors. Even if they won't say it out loud, it's like you just don't join a really super team like that when you are as good as you are. And now these days, he's trying to be like the super villain of the NBA, and he's just not very good at it. He's just annoying. I'm going to be honest, guys. Kevin Durant is just annoying. And I will say, when Kevin Durant was in college, I loved him, man. I was like, yo, KD's awesome. But now he just kind of has this fakeness to him, and just like, he tries to be somebody that he's not, and I don't like that. Next, number 2, we got Robin Lopez. Okay, this one's kind of surprising me right here. It says, don't let the smiles and jokes fool you. Robin Lopez may be the happy-go-lucky mascot trolling twin of Lakers center Brooke Lopez, but he has been in his share of scruffles in the past few years. Has he really? Like, it says, in case this wasn't enough, his cringeworthy attempts at self-branding have brought head shakes and eye rolls to his peers frankly. Okay, I don't know anything about that, guys. You can let me know what that is in the comment section below. It would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, so Robin Lopez, I guess, has gotten into some fights. Okay. Now we got number 1, LeBron James. Okay, I don't think people hate LeBron James, guys. I don't know, man. This is kind of weird. I don't know about this one right here. LeBron James says he's had some beefs around leagues and stuff like that, and just, I don't know. It's just, I know there's NBA players that are not going to like LeBron James because he always like dominates them and stuff like that, but it just feels weird. Like, why do you guys think an NBA player would hate LeBron James? Now, going back to the Miami Heat days, yes, that is justifiable. I mean, that was kind of like the same situation with Kevin Durant now on the Warriors. The thing that made me not hate LeBron James is he did go back to Cleveland and win the NBA championship, so I don't know, I was kind of okay with that. I know there's been like talks that NBA players like on his team don't always like him because sometimes he holds the ball. You know, when he could like make like another pass so another teammate could get an assist, he doesn't always do that. And sometimes he pads his stats a little bit. I've heard just little mimics and rumors about that. I don't know if it's true or anything like that. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section below. Who is a player in the NBA that you absolutely cannot stand? In my opinion, a player I cannot stand, I don't like Zaza Pachulia. I used to hate Anderson Varejao, but he doesn't really play anymore. And that's really all I can think of. Kevin Durant, obviously. So, yeah, those are kind of some of the players right there. But, yeah, my friends, hope you all enjoyed this video. Be sure to drop that like, subscribe if you're new to my channel, and peace out, my friends.